Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 15th to the 21st of October. Within this weekly check-in, we're going to be paying attention to Pluto going direct in Capricorn, which happened on the 11th of October. So you might already know that Pluto is the planet that rules the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is associated with transformation, regeneration, rebirth, evolution, power, sex as well. So we may be observing or experiencing transformations that are connected to Capricornian themes, if Capricornian is an actual word. So these transformations relating to Capricorn may be around how we use material and physical resources, structures, traditions, hierarchies, our commitments, and where we're disciplined as well. And that would be a collective theme. So for Geminis, collectively, it's happening in the 8th house. So again, 8th house is Scorpio. So you may experience or be involved in transformations around intimacy, sex, shared resources, death and rebirth. It doesn't have to mean literal death, and the occult as well. So the books you can see in front of you are from the Oracle decks I'm going to use in the reading today, and we are going to get into it, starting off with your tarot cards. So just bear with me, I've just had something come up on my phone, so I just need to deal with that. Sorry about that, Gemini, overheating. Right, so I'll be honest with you, Gemini, this is around about the 5th attempt I've made to do your reading. I've had so many issues. Yeah, this happened with Aquarius as well. Aquarius is I got done on the 11th attempt, which I've said in previous readings. It's not unusual for me to restart a reading if I think it doesn't feel right or something, but the problems I've had this time are, yeah, it's not this bad usually. Yours, one of the readings I kept on trying to do it, and every time I started to speak I felt like I was gonna vomit. So yeah, just a lot of weird stuff, weird energy. It's literally felt like the same with Aquarius. It's literally felt like I've been blocked, as if, say if I'd, a client had booked a reading with me, but then when they came for the reading, they actually didn't want me to read their energy, and they were purposely blocking me. That's what it's felt like. It felt like that for Aquarius, and it's felt kind of like that for you as well, like somebody saying, shut up, don't speak, don't speak, they don't need to know. So anyway, let's get into it. So what is your main focal point for, not that quick, I mean we've got justice, but for the 15th to the 21st of October, what is the main theme? Okay, we have Knight of Wands. Let's look at your energy specifically. I wanted to fall onto the floor. We have the King of Pentacles. Any surrounding energies? You've got the Five of Wands. And any guidance or advice? Is that, no, that's too many. That is too many. I mean, I look at the one that fell, or the two that fell properly. Knight of Swords and Page of Swords. Let's try that again. Any guidance for you? You have the Two of Wands and the Eight of Wands. You've got a lot of wands actually. The King of Pentacles is the only non-wands card you've got. So yeah, that is quite interesting. Let's get you some oracle cards. We're going to get you a card from the Le Vampires deck and see what comes out for you with that. I've lost the candle already. It's because I tried to use it through some of the readings and blew it out, and with these candles, for some reason, if you don't just let it burn the whole way through, then you kind of lose half of the use of it. So just bear with me. See, another interruption. Somebody really doesn't want me to speak, do they? Just bear with me a minute. Okay, Gemini, I'm just thinking. So I was talking about all of the wands energy that you've got here, and wands are fire, aren't they? And then the first interruption was my phone overheating. The second interruption was the candle went out. I don't know if that's relevant, but it's strange, to be honest with you. It is strange. Well, let's see what you get from the Le Vampires deck anyway. So what else does Gemini need to know? You have two of them. That death will come, mortal, finite, fragile. And you also have thirst, craving, compulsion, obsession. And I'm not going to read the whole messages, but I will look at the smaller parts in the book for you for these. And it's not that I don't know what they mean, it's just, yeah, there might be something valuable there, especially with all the interruptions and the problems getting it started and everything. It just, yeah. I mean, that Death Will Come card could relate to a transformation. I know in the previous attempts I made, the theme of awakening kept on coming up. Like even one of the oracle cards was specifically talking about going through an awakening. So I don't know if that's relevant to you. I mean, 8th house, that would be awakening, death and rebirth, isn't it? Spiritual death, spiritual rebirth. Let's see what you get from this deck. This is the Sacred Power deck. That's far too many, so I'm going to try that again. A bunch of them have dropped in my lap, that's why I'm saying it's too many. So let's try that again. What else does Gemini need to know for the weekly check-in? Anything at all? Okay, we have one. We have Rainbow Dragon. And I will definitely need to use the book for that because I can never remember what it means. Okay, so let's start off with the vampires first of all. So that death will come. The blessing of the message. So I'm just reading the small part of the message. The blessing says, knowing that we have one lifetime at a time to make changes, learn lessons and move closer to the true purpose of our soul is a blessing. Knowing that each lifetime must not be wasted and is precious is a gift that compels us to lead lives of meaning. Knowing that our lives, this is the curse, knowing that our lives will end can lead to doubt and to fear. Even this can be turned to good purpose. Working with this card, it says it is time to honestly create meaning in each day and to choose to make the very best of the time you have. Every day is a gift, make it count. It is time to live more fully and to make a list of what your dreams and plans are. It is time to know that in whatever way you feel trapped, you are killing yourself before life is taken from you. Kill the thing that is killing you. Okay, that was intense. I mean, the Knight of Wands is, for me, it's freedom, isn't it? That is living life to the fullest. Yes, he may be a little bit impulsive, sometimes irresponsible, but that is freedom. He's not trapped. He's living life to the fullest. Let's look at that first card here. So that one here. So again, I'm just doing the bits at the end. So the blessing says, the thirst will lead you to know more about yourself and how far you go to quest for something you want. You could encounter a way through to self-knowledge, but consider too that what you thirst for you may never find. Many of we children of the night thirst more for the humanity we have been separated from in so many ways than we thirst for the blood of the same. The curse says this thirst for knowledge, for a person, for fulfillment, for lust, for ecstasy, and the vanishment of pain through experiences or foods, drugs, or alcohol that distract you from the pains you no longer wish to feel, dominates you. The thirst is so strong that it is taking over your life force and your will. You are being consumed. It is time to assert yourself, your true self, once again. So obviously it gives you two different sides of the same message. It's not saying everything is, I mean, everything could be relevant, but it gives you two sides of it. Working with this card, it says it is possible to reclaim your life force, your will. Even we vampires learn to do this, and after years of practice, we no longer need to give in to our lust for life and your lifeblood. Your desire is driving you. Be sure of where it is taking you and whether it is increasing your ability to live fully alive or whether it is dragging you into a seductive soul sleep from which you may struggle to awake. It is time to be open and honest with yourself about what has power over you. Take steps to reclaim your power and listen to your guidance, being sure to follow the voice within that wants you express your own power in safe and healthy ways. Okay. I mean, you could describe the Knight of Wands as quite willful as well, couldn't you? And thirsty too, and driven. Let's move on to that Rainbow Dragon message. And again, I don't really want to read the whole thing because it's quite long, but let's have a look at the key points of the message. So it's the Rainbow Dragon opens connections to your higher self. So it dissipates blocks, negative blocks and karmic debris, but you have to be willing to accept the change to break down the walls and barriers that stop you from moving forward. So that would be challenges. That looks like the walls and barriers there. The Five of Wands is a card of, it can be competition, but it can be conflict as well. It just depends on what comes up with it. So the Rainbow Dragon, it brings swift and sudden change once you activate it, and it brings harmony and change in a positive direction. The Rainbow Dragon is the protector, harmonizer, destructor, and creator all in one. So it gives an instruction here. So look at the card and see what color stands out to you. Yeah, which color are you attracted to in the card? You may need to pause the video if you want to do this. So pink and purple, if you see those more, or you're attracted to those, they connect to earth, so they're grounding. It's to do with nature, practical life cycles, balance and harmony. If you're looking at the white more, it's connected to air, breath and meditation, clarity of consciousness. If you are looking more at blue, it's water, as accessing and freeing emotion, truth and expression. Red and orange is connected to fire, finding your passion. And purple is spiritual. It's to do with spirit, so placing you on your life direction, harmonizing yin yang energies, emergence of one with spiritual law. And in brackets it says identifying patterns and rules governing life, creation, awareness and higher frequency. Right, so I will just point out, obsession, I think it's not saying that all Scorpios are obsessive, but I know that when we talk about Scorpios, obsession is one of the characteristics or traits that can come up as probably more as a shadow side of Scorpio. All of the signs have a shadow side, but for Scorpio, obsession, the 8th house again, that can come up with that. Okay, so let's get clarifying. So we're going to start off with that Knight of Wands as your main theme. So driven towards something. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from that so far. Feeling driven towards something, but let's clarify. So what do we need to know? Could be knowledge, could be a thirst for knowledge about something in particular with that Page of Swords. Anything else for the Knight of Wands, please? We have the Emperor. Okay, the first thing that comes up, okay, and because the King of Pentacles, I keep saying that for me, the King of Pentacles feels like the minor arcana version of the Emperor, even though the Emperor is actually Aries, so it's more closely connected. It's a fire sign. Fire energy is more closely connected to the King of Wands, but I feel like the King of Pentacles is closer. So you may have a desire to be your own boss. And figuring out how to do that. That's one thing that might be coming up here, because the King of Pentacles is a self-made man. The Empress like the CEO, the big boss energy. You also have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I mean, I did say trying to figure out how to do that. And if it's not business specifically, it might be just about taking control in your own life in general, being the CEO of your own life. If you've sort of felt like you've lost control of everything, or there are people holding you down or situations holding you down, then it's figuring out how you can free yourself and regain your sovereignty. And the Devil comes up, things holding you back and holding you down. Strength. I mean, that can be courage. Or with the Devil, sometimes it can feel like restriction, though, when you resistance. Sometimes actually the Strength card and the Devil together can feel like resistance, or it can just be not literal imprisonment. I'm trying to think of the word. Oppression, suppression, one of those kinds of things. So yeah, it looks like there's a desire to take control, to take the lead, to learn how to take the lead of anything that's holding you back, whether it's, as I say, whether it's your life or a specific thing. Let's just get a quick one for the Seven of Cups to see if it gives us any more info on what it is specifically. Now, this is just telling me that it's about movement forward, to sort of free yourself. And I feel like that was the King of Wands, actually. Yeah, whatever it is that you're feeling passionate about, it could be yourself, to be honest. And I don't mean that in a kinky way. I just mean, you know, when you get passionate about, I need to get my life together, or the way, it's not to say that your life isn't together, but you just want to, you just know, you come into a sense of who you are and what you want, and you want to make changes all around is what I'm getting here. So it's desire, it's drive with the Knight of Wands, to learn how to take control and free yourself, I would say. So let's look at your energy specifically. King of Pentacles is about building, isn't he? So it can be about material things. It can be about finances, physical resources. No, I'm going to try that again. I got to know when I did that. All right, let's try that again. So King of Pentacles. There we go. So we have the Hierophant. Right, so these... it's going back to the themes that I saw quite a few weeks ago, and I do see it quite often with the Hierophant, of throwing the rule book out, because you've got the Hierophant next to the Knight of Wands, who's probably like the rebel, or at least one of the rebels of the tarot. So it's kind of going against the rules. I will get a sub-clarifier for the Hierophant, actually. Nine of Cups, King of Cups. So the Hierophant would be those traditions, structures, hierarchy. It can be spirituality as well. Could be something about going off on your own spiritual path too with that. Anything else? You might be seeking spiritual fulfillment, possibly. Because usually with the Hierophant, if it's about restriction, you'd get something like the Devil or Eight of Swords or something. But you might be seeking spiritual knowledge. And with 8th house, I don't have it written down, but it can be about your spiritual evolution, spiritual evolution as well. That might be something that you're looking at this point. I'm going to put the sub-clarifiers back and continue on because we're looking at the King of Pentacles. You could be looking at how to, well, actually, you could be trying to start a spiritual business if you've got the King of Pentacles there, because there can be a business person and then there's a spiritual element and a spiritual path connected to it. You might be trying to figure out how to use that to earn a living, or you could be just using spiritual teachings to live a more fulfilled life, to build and create a more fulfilled life. Right, continuing on from the Knight of Wands to clarify the King of Pentacles, please. Well, that's your legacy, isn't it? The 10 of Pentacles. To build, that would be what you want to build. Obviously, it's not saying specifically, but it's abundance. It's what's the word? Oh, what am I thinking? I can't even get my words out today. So as I said, legacy, it's abundance and long-term stability. That's it. That's the word that I'm looking for, 8 of Wands. So you've got 8 of Wands twice. I'll get one more after that, and then I may clarify the 10 of Pentacles to see if there's anything specific it can tell us. Is that too many to take? Not really. So I think it was the Empress first, then the Chariot, and you've got the Page of Wands in reverse. So I mean, I would say the 8 of Wands is definitely movement, and the Chariot is movement as well towards abundance. Let me get something for the 10 of Pentacles and see if it tells us something specific. 2 of Cups and Ace of Cups. Okay, so could be that you could be a relationship element to it with the 10 of Pentacles there, but I would say if you're going for it, if it is about abundance and trying to build and use your spirituality to do that as well, then you want to connect with others who are on the same page as you spiritually. That's one message I'm getting from that. And not just spiritually, emotionally, in general, like you want to connect with people who get where you're coming from, who get you, that you relate to, that you have shared beliefs, shared values, you feel the same or similar about life and certain things. Let's get one more for that 10 of Pentacles. Whatever you are building, if it's business related, it might be helping people emotionally in some way, shape or form. Could be helping them on their path, on their spiritual path as well. Or it could just be that through these connections and in creating or trying to create your legacy, that you will it will help you on your spiritual path as well. Let's clarify that Page of Wands in reverse. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Moon. That feels to me like kind of trying to discover more about your identity as well, because the Page of Wands for me is often, I mean, he is ready to go off on a new path and on a journey, but it does, for me, the Page of Wands is often about identity as well. And because he's in reverse, it's like a work in progress. I think this is deja vu from when I attempted to do your readings before, actually, about awakening and identity and re-identifying yourself. Nine of Pentacles. I mean, that's like it. That's your independence, isn't it? That's your independence. That's your abundance and stability that you have by yourself. But it feels like there's something about identity as well. You might be identifying your dreams, identifying what it is that makes you feel independent, and being ready to explore what you don't already know about yourself with the Moon being there. Okay, let's put these away. You could very well be just trying to create a new life overall. So we're going to look at, I'm going to put these away. So clearly you're trying to build something. There may be something with where spiritual beliefs play a role in it, and identity as well. And you may try to, you could potentially try to earn a living from this as well. Let's look at the Five of Wands. That's surrounding external energy. So that could be a challenge for you. Why is the Five of Wands there, please? We've got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like this is deja vu with the other attempts. For me, it can be where you want to plant a new seed, or it can be, for me as well, where you only have a little bit to invest. So if it was a business, then you would only have a small amount of money to invest. If it was a relationship, you'd only be able to physically offer a little at that time, not finances, but of yourself, of your time, effort and energy. If it's life in general, for me, it's where you may be giving a lot of your effort and energy somewhere else, and you've only got a little bit to give to other aspects of your life. Let's see what else is there. Sometimes for me, it's where you've felt small based on what other people have said or how you've been treated in life. You kind of, it knocks your self-esteem, or you just sort of feel like you just don't have enough. Sometimes I suppose it could be that you feel like you're not enough as well. Not saying that's what's happening with you, but... Right, so we have the Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands, the Tower. Let's see what else comes after the Tower. Anything else after the Tower? The Knight of Cups again. See, this is what I meant about that whole new life. You've got the Page of Pentacles there. So let's take it to mean, for example, here, that you want to plant a new seed, and maybe you only do have a little bit to give. Three of Wands is where you're kind of manifesting. Sometimes for me, it's like you're longing for something, for a ship to come in or for something new. And then you've got the Tower there. It may be that you want to tear the old, whatever it is that you've got going on at the minute, you want to tear that old down and start again and create a new dream, potentially. Let's get one more. Six of Wands, so that would be your dreams and wanting them to be successful. Let's get something for the Tower. I would say that he's wanting to tear down the old and leave it behind, but because sometimes Seven of Swords for me can be like an escape plan or an escape in general. So almost like maybe you want to escape the life you have already. I know that sounds a bit awful, but why am I getting something about someone wanting to fake their own death? Maybe not literally, but you know, I don't know. Have I ever thought about that? Maybe, not seriously, but there are some people that have seriously, I've spoken to people before that have genuinely researched faking their own death. But yeah, you may not have thought about it seriously, but it might have crossed your mind, to be honest. No, that's quite an unusual thought to have, but Yeah, it looks like you want to sneak away, or sorry, escape, not sneak, well, maybe sneak away, escape what's already there. The foundation or whatever's you've built already, to go after something, towards something new. Something that feels like it has more potential and would probably be more emotionally satisfying. Let's get one for that Page of Pentacles, the Star. Okay, yeah, that is wanting to plant a new seed, that is. So it's still could be that you feel like you don't have enough, but it feels more like wanting to plant a new seed. I would say that the main challenge is the Tower. It feels like the main challenge is the Tower. It's like starting again, isn't it? Starting from scratch to get what you want. Let's get one for the Three of Wands while we're here. Escaping what's already there to get what it is you want. So as I say, it's a manifestation card. Sometimes it's longing for something different. That's a lot of cards, that is. That doesn't help sometimes. So obviously, if you're longing for something or wanting something or trying to manifest something, hopefully it's something that you will love. Three of Cups can be a card of celebration, community, friendship. Maybe you are hoping for better connections with other people, romantic and non-romantic as well. The Ace of Swords kind of indicates it feels like trying to figure out how to move forward, the path forward, what to do. Because you've got you've got the Ace of Swords, the Hanged Man, with the Seven of Pentacles in between. I often say the Seven of Pentacles is assessing, is it worth it, or how can I grow more from this? The Hanged Man is sort of introspection, isn't it, and perspectives. And then you've got the Ace of Swords is where you want clarity. So it's kind of trying to figure out how to do things. Okay. So I would say the challenge is starting over, tearing down the old and starting again. I feel like every reading I do for you, you keep getting something about a new foundation. But to be honest, you're not the only sign that has like a Netflix series theme. And it's not unusual, to be honest. I mean, I've noticed from having tarot readings, doing them myself and having them for several years, you do get running themes. And it seems weird, but some of these things can go on for absolutely years. I mean, I've had some of the same themes. I have had some of the same things going on for years, to be honest. I've said before that some of the tarot readings I had 3 years ago, the stuff that's in the readings is only like really, really coming to fruition now, or playing out properly now. Like it's as if when I had the reading, it was just the very, very tip of the iceberg of what was happening. And it's still only, the stuff that's happening now, years later, is still only halfway through. So things can play out for quite a long time. Cycles can play out for ages. Let's look at your guidance here. We've got the Two of Wands and Eight of Wands. And I know it's probably a bit of an annoying bit of advice, but initially, without clarifying, it looks like it's saying you just have to choose your path and decide on a plan to move forward. But let's see if we can get a little bit more on that for you. I mean, with the looking at the oracle cards, obviously you got that thirst card, so that's a desire for something, and that death will come card about living life to the fullest, I believe, was a key message here. That might go into your title, actually, about living life to the fullest. You might be considering that. How can you live your life to the fullest? Actually, that might be your title. But yeah, we're clarifying the Two of Wands and Eight of Wands as well. And that Rainbow Dragon card was about transformation, wasn't it? Or had a theme of transformation. Right, Nine of Swords. So you may be feeling anxious about deciding how to move forwards. Five of Swords can be self-sabotage. It could be someone else or something else. But let's carry on, and we'll see what comes up with that. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So that would be where you come up with a plan. It can be procrastination sometimes as well, depending on what comes up with it or comes next to it. So what comes next to it? Procrastination. Four of Swords. Well, it could be considered procrastination, or it's just being deep in thought, potentially. It could just be that you're deep in thought, or it's needing to really think things through. You've got the King of Swords there. He's always able to come up with a plan. I'd say with the Ace of Cups next to the King of Swords, you need a balance of emotion and logic in there as well. And of course, you need practicality too. But there's a bit of anxiety, so it's like, take your time. There's no rush with the Knight of Pentacles and with the Four of Swords as well. You might need to take some time to rest, or rest your mind at the very least, like to cut out all distractions so that you can think clearly. But let's look at that Five of Swords. I mean, is it self-sabotage? Could be, but let's see. That is my tummy rumbling. I am due to eat. So Five of Swords, or Five of Cups, fear of disappointment, it looks like. So yeah, looks like more of a self-sabotaging energy, or potential to self-sabotage if you let anxiety win, basically. Yeah, it's a burden that needs to be released, the fear of disappointment. Anything else for that Five of Swords? King of Pentacles. Yeah, you need to drop the burden of any anxiety and fear of disappointment in order to build on this. But the key bits of the advice are: use your emotion and your logic, and take your time to think things through. There's no rush. I mean, I know and it was kind of talking about the thirst here as well, being careful of where that thirst leads you. The Knight of Wands is often in a rush, isn't he? Your energy was actually the King of Pentacles, so use that King of Pentacles energy. The King of Pentacles doesn't rush. He knows what he wants to build. He takes his time to come up with a plan and get it done. There is no rush. I don't necessarily feel like you're impatient. I just feel like you're very thirsty to do whatever it is you want to do, to live your life to the fullest, if that's what it's about. So I'm going to get you a final card of advice from, let's take these first. Yes, that is still my tummy rumbling. I'm very hungry. But since I've been trying to do this reading for the last several hours, no exaggeration, it was like, I really want to get it done. And obviously, if I felt like I literally just had to give up. I had to do that with Aquarius, actually. It took me 2 days to get around to Aquarius, because at one point, after the first 7 attempts, I had to give up. And then it took me 4 more attempts on the same day to get it done. So we're using the Oracle of Shadows and Light to get your final bit of advice, if one will come out. So what else does Gemini need to know as their final bit of advice? Right. This is such a weird one, this Fairy of the Green World. I never really know, no matter what reading I use it for, I never quite know how it fits in. Fairy of the Green World, the natural world needs you. And out trick-or-treating, we're here. So I'm going to read, not the whole message, just like, I think there's a divination message in there, so I'll have a look at that. On the bottom of the deck, you've got strangely lonely, holding on way too tight. So that may be, it could be holding on to anxiety, but could be holding on to the past as well. But I would say the energies that you've got here, you're ready to go, ready to build, ready to do what it is you need to do to live your life to the fullest. So 44 is that Fairy of the Green World card. If I can actually find it sometime this week. Right, the divination message says, take time to grow plants or tend a vegetable patch or an herb garden. Look into contributing some money or time or devotion to a cause for the green world. The natural forests and the wide green spaces of the planet need your healing, kind and tending hand and heart now. Your influence will have great power. Make a donation to a wildlife foundation for the green world. Look into establishing a grove or visiting a forest and offer your energetic support and prayers for a world where green spaces thrive and where the wild creatures of the greenwoods continue to live in their own environment. See and visualize a world where green things grow, and the Fairy of the Green World will know that nature is safe while there are ones such as you in this world. It is a time for growth, for abundance, for the earth element to find its way true and strong in your beautiful life. Eat organic food, go raw, detox, Find a water source and cleanse it. Be more self-sustaining and step away from the unnatural system and join with the natural energies of the planet and the galaxy. So it may be literal for someone out there, what's just been said. I mean, it's earth energy, isn't it? King of Pentacles. If it's not literal, then I mean, take self-care is involved here, isn't it? About eating organic food. I mean, it's do whatever you choose. I'm not telling you what to do, but yeah, see, maybe more talking about self-care. It may reference more self-care for you, or it may be about being grounded, and having hobbies as well, because obviously when you're trying to figure out a problem, we never figure out the answer to a problem when we sit there trying to figure out the answer to the problem. It's by doing other things. So, you know, like walks in nature, maybe if you do like growing food, do stuff like that. Things to sort of stop your mind from trying to force a solution to come out. Let's look at that trick or treating card as well. That's another funny one. I don't get that one. I've had it a few times, but I don't get it that often. So actually, I can't remember what that means. Right. So the divination message says, it's up to you now to decide whether you are going to take the time to discover what something is really all about, or simply judge it based on how it appears at first glance. The trick or treaters help you see through conditioning and old thought patterns, as they do this, they may reveal to you a world of more wonder than you thought possible. And all you need is courage. Again, that sounds like living life to the fullest, being open-minded. There was something else that was coming in and I can't remember. Spiritually being open as well, I would say. There was a message that came in, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is now. I really can't remember. Oh, about the anxiety, where it says you may be holding on to something. It doesn't say that. Why do I feel like it said that? I would watch the anxiety though. Watch the anxiety doesn't hold you back. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching the video. As usual, feel free to leave your comments, share the video or like it if you'd like to. And if you feel like you want to subscribe to the channel, then you're welcome to do that as well. Until the next video, take care.